So it looks like I sold my Tesla stock a little bit too early. What's going on, team? It's Ricky with TechBut Solutions, and following up with my sale on Thursday, I decided to reduce my position size or close my position size altogether on Tesla, just due to us approaching this previous resistance level at $700. On Friday, it sold off about 1% to about 1.5%. Today, it gained 3.6%. So in total, I missed out on about 2%. And at the end of the day, one of the things that I told you guys from the very beginning on when I made that video is there's no such thing as like a perfect trader, right? There's no such thing of being able to buy at the lowest price point and sell at the highest price point. And how many times, I know a show of hands, let me get a show of hands of how many times have we made that mistake. I know I have so many times, right? And today's a perfect example of, you're right, I did not sell at the highest price point. But one of the things that I still see, and stick true to is that we're still within that same range of a previous resistance range, right? There's no exact price point, and it looks like, again, I missed out on about 2% on Tesla. I hope that it continues to uptrend in benefit for all the people that are still holding, but I still stick to my opinion and my 2 cents of I view it to be a little bit more on the overbought side. It did experience some good news today, and as well as it kind of bounced off the SMA line. So like I said from the very beginning, I 100% could be wrong. There's no such thing as, again, being able to predict the future. It's simply prepare for it, right? And I decided to sell my entire position and try to set my future self up for success based off of how it's traded before and getting rejected off of $700 and being able to buy it for a lower price point. My goal was to be able to buy it at an average purchase price of $600 a share, and from $600 back to $700 is a little bit over 15%. So from where we're at right now, missing out on 2%, right, because of that's the difference, versus that 15 to 16% that I could potentially make. Again, a goal is something to work towards, not necessarily something that you have to hit every single time that you try to work towards it. But I just wanted to update you guys. Yes, based off of today's performance, it definitely looks like I sold a little bit too early, but I am okay with it as it's still not really making higher highs. But let me tell you this, if it does break above 720, right? Because that was a previous resistance level, I'll buy back in. And that's the amazing thing about the stock market. Again, it's not always about being correct 100% of the time. It's about making sure that you learn from your mistakes and that you take initiative, especially when it makes the most sense. And there is no question that if we do begin to indicate signs of an uptrend, I'd love to, reinvest into Tesla with my trading account, but it needs to prove it to me, right? That it can actually make higher highs. So I just want to take this time and congratulate everyone that is still holding and ask you, do you plan to sell anytime soon? Do you plan to sell a portion of your position, or are you holding strong, right? So a very simple question to ask yourself. One of the things that I do want to talk to you guys about is I decided to do this, and I need to make this super clear. I took a position today, and I took an early position. I would not encourage this for anyone that's just getting started. Confirmation is key, and you need to know how to manage your position size. So I took a 1/10 position of what I plan to be fully invested in with this trade. I want to explain to you first why. I want to explain to you my reason why, and you can comment down below if you agree or disagree. And that's, again, the amazing thing about the stock market. If you disagree, then guess what? You don't have to do what it is that I do, and you can just stick to your plan, right? But I view the overall NASDAQ market to be overbought based off of previous highs, and every time that it becomes overbought, right, it corrects itself. It's not that the market's going to crash, and I know we talk about the titles being like that sometimes. You guys know when I put crash, it means correction, right? It's YouTube. It's approaching that same resistance range, and we're consolidating here, right? It can easily continue to uptrend, but I'm simply preparing for a pullback. What ETF goes up when the NASDAQ market goes down? I'm sure a lot of you guys can guess, and that is ticker symbol SQQQ. This is not something for beginners. This is a leveraged ETF, and it comes at a much greater form of risk as it does decay over time. Again, this is not something that I would encourage you to copy. This is not something that I would get in early on, especially if you have no experience. This thing can easily continue to bleed. I'm going to have to manage my risk, but I decided to take a 1/10 position on SQQQ, right? So I plan to be fully invested at $100,000. So today I took a lighter position at about $10,000. That's if you have a trading account, just an example, of $1,000 and you going in with $100, right? You still have a lot more to work with. So if it begins to sell off because there's a breakup pattern, you can more easily manage your risk. I just wanted to share my plan with you, right? Once we get proper confirmation of it breaking below EMA, and if it does, because it doesn't have to, this thing can continue to uptrend. You have to be optimistic. There's two sides to every opportunity. If it does begin to indicate signs of an uptrend, then that's where I'm going to have to reduce my position size or close it out altogether, so accept the loss. But if it does break below EMA, this is where I'll begin to load up on my position on SQQQ as the overall NASDAQ market begins to pull on back. The last one that I want to talk about, this is for my swing traders. These are for people that are looking for good deals. I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about different things in this video. A huge shout out to one of our LPP members. He asked me to break down this stock, a very consistent uptrend pattern. This is not for everyone, right? But it's very bullish, very consistent on the 180-day chart. I know a lot of you guys like these patterns. It previously had highs of 488. It recently pulled on back to lows of $4. So from $4 to previous highs, that's over 20% potential. One of the things that I want to share with you is how important it is that you understand it's trading below SMA line. We don't have confirmation of a reversal. This thing can easily continue to pull on back and sell off. So just make sure that just because something is oversold doesn't mean that it has to recover. Just like when something is overbought, right? I'm talking about the NASDAQ market. Just because something is overbought doesn't mean that it has to pull back anytime soon. So confirmation is key, especially if you're just getting started, right? Challenge yourself. Challenge yourself to stay patient. You have nothing but time to make money. I just wanted to kind of like share with you what stock it is that I personally am watching right now, see a nice little setup with. The profit potential is pretty cool, and it has a tendency to pick back up. As you can see, the highs, the lows, the highs, the lows, the highs, the lows. It tends to validate the SMA line as a support. We have broken below it, so I have set my alert for the break above the SMA line so I can follow up with it once we have that confirmation. So just wanted to update you guys on my position on Tesla. Being able to sell, admit, right, I sold too early, but still sticking to my plan. I'm excited and trying to prepare to buy at lower price points. But if it ends up picking right back up, then guess what? If it ends up breaking above 710, 720, then that's when I'm going to begin to consider maybe getting back in. So wanted to update you guys on that. Wanted to update you guys on my SQQQ position and the overall NASDAQ. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. I hope that I earned your thumbs up. Wish you guys nothing but the best. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.